Hey there YouTube, this is part 3.1 of the Blender Shootmania tutorial series, and in this video we are going to be modifying a character that has already been rigged. So if you end up with a character that has already been rigged, such as this Boba Fett model here, which I previously imported, which I'll leave a link in the description to the source files, and that'll be on MediaPark if you want to see those. If you end up with this, then what you can do is you can take a nice shortcut and skip the majority of the work found in part 3 and follow the few steps that are here. So if you've done part 3 already, you don't have to do this. You can skip straight to part 4, which will come up next. So these two here, I've now got this skeleton here, which is from the Boba Fett model, and I've got this skeleton here, which is from the Scintille sample. You can use the Starman sample if you want. It doesn't really matter. It's just as long as you have the correct bones, so you know which ones to, because this skeleton here needs to match this one, so you need to figure out which bones need to change on this model to make it look like this. So first up, I'm going to show, if I go to pose mode here, you can see the model is fully rigged. It does exactly what you'd expect when you move the bones around. And so there's a few bones here. This one specifically, I can actually get rid of this bone because it doesn't seem to do anything. As you can see, there's a little bit of stuff that is not actually attached properly. We'll fix that in a moment. The root bone on the Shootmania models is the hips bone, which on this model is the root hips, which will do the exact same thing as one over here. So if I go into edit mode, I'm actually going to delete this right there. And now I want to add some of these bones together so that it'll be a simpler like this one, because many of these, like if you look at the fingers, there's only 2 joints here, and in these ones there's 3. So first up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, if you look here, there is 2 bones. If I go back out of, there's one that is to rotate the arm, and the other one is to twist. And this twist I don't need. So I'm actually going to add this bone onto this other bone here. So to do that, I need to add the weights on the model together first. So if I go to model, and I go to modifiers, and you'll see this armature, so that the skeleton affects the model. So we can leave that there, and we want to add a vertex weight mix, and I'll put that on top there. And so what I want to do first is I need to fill in these 2 boxes, and so this is the part you want to add the weight to, and this is the part you want to get rid of. So this one is going to be, hold on, I actually need to check this. This one, so the twist is called arm left shoulder to twist. So go back here, I'm going to put arm left shoulder to twist. And if I'm right, the other one should be arm left shoulder to, yeah, there we go. So if I go back here again, arm left shoulder, arm left shoulder to. So we want that, and so I want to change the mix mode from replace to add, and mix set is all, so it will affect all the vertices. And the rest of this is good. And now what will happen is if I go into weight paint, you should be able to see if I select this, if I turn this off and on, you can see it'll actually change how much weight is on this part here, because there. If you turn it like that, and if I turn it on now, oh crap, I did this backwards. Okay, actually get rid of the twist on this one, and put the twist onto, whoop, there, make that one the twist. Now it should work. Okay, now as you see, now there's more weight on that one, on the arm left shoulder too. And if you switch it, you can see when it's off, there is what it was previously, and with it on, that is what it looks like now. Alright, so that's good, and I can now apply that. And now if I go into edit mode here, oh, not on that one, on the armature, I can actually delete arm left shoulder to twist from the model. So now there's just the one here, and if I go back out into pose mode, it'll still be affected as I'd expect. So you can do the same thing. I'm not going to show all the steps of this because it will take a little while to do all the fingers and everything. So that's basically what you're going to do for all these. I'll show another one here. So this is arm left hand thumb 3, which I want to get rid of. I want to add it to arm left hand thumb 2. So I'm going to go into model again, add another vertex weight mix, and I'm going to arm left hand thumb 2, arm left hand thumb 3, and make it add and all. And so if you want to do this on multiple at a time, what you can do is actually just not apply it, but do, where's the button? Copy. What am I looking at? And now change this one to, maybe you want to change it to index 2 and index 3, and then copy it again, and then middle 2 and middle 3, and copy it one more time, or yeah, actually 2 more times. You want ring finger and ring finger again, and copy it one more time. Whoops. Arm left hand pinky 2 and pinky 3. And so that'll apply all the weights to from all of these on there. And I can apply all of these just like that. And now I can, if I go here, you can see it's already applied. So I can go into edit mode. Whoops, wrong one again. There we go, and select these and then done, just like that. Now the hand is completed, and if I go back into pose mode to check it, you can see the whole hand, whoops, moves as you would expect. Now another thing that might happen is that you might not have enough bones. For example, I think one of my previous models, the spine was 1 bone, but if you wanted to add a second bone, for example, what you could do is go into edit mode and click on subdivide here, and now you have 2 separate bones. In this case you wouldn't actually want it, but you could have 2, and then what you would have to do would be re-weight paint the model to get that, because now both these have, or actually this bottom one doesn't have anything affected on it, so you would have to subtract the bottom bit here like that or something, and then add it back on here, something like that. I mean, that's a pretty crappy job there, but yeah, I would do, like, you do that for the ones where you want to split it. So that's a little bit more work, but it's still not too bad because you hopefully won't have too many bones like that. And so now there's one extra thing on this model which can be kind of a pain. So there is the cape, which in this case it actually doesn't move as you'd kind of expect. It's just affected by this one extra cape bone, and it just moves around. So I actually wanted to move around based off where the arm is and where the leg is and the rest of the body and everything. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to delete this bone here, and now I'm going to go back into weight paint. And so when this part is affected, what I can do is add a little bit onto the cape here, and then add some lower down like that. And this is pretty quick. It's going to be really bad looking, but I mean, hopefully it'll show you kind of an idea of what you could do with this. And now, yeah, that's not great, but you just add on bones as you go down the arm and the body, and then blur it out so that it looks semi-decent, and hopefully it'll look out better in game. The ones that are really annoying are the capes that go all the way down, because those can really screw things up. Hopefully, like, I mean, I think they still should work. done a couple that are like that. I mean, the capes never work great, but it should be good enough. And so that is the main work that you have to do on these kind of models. And one more thing that you have to do, very likely, I assume that there aren't any games that do this already, but you have to add a weapon muzzle. This one right here. The percent, actually in the game it's called hashtag weapon muzzle, but here it's named percent so that it exports properly. And so what we're gonna do here is go in edit mode, and actually, no, see that's a forearm twist bone, which for the moment I'm just gonna get rid of just because it's kind of in the way. And pretty much all you gotta do is, it should be coming right, if you go over to this one and you select that bone and you go into bone, you can see the parent is right forearm. So if I go over here, the right forearm would be this one. So it should be on this model, it should be this bone here. So from the end here, I'm going to extrude a little bone like that, and you can see here the parent is correct. It's arm right forearm, which is named differently. And so the directions on it can, I mean, I think it's supposed to go something like that. You'll have to really export it in the next episode and come back to it and maybe change it to get it to shoot the right direction. But I mean, that's the general position you want it in. And so now the one thing that's left is you have to name all the parts, which isn't too bad. You just gotta write, okay, so percent weapon muzzle, and the right forearm should be called what is it called? Right forearm. So I'll name this right forearm. Whoops. Forearm. There. No, I missed an E. Jeez. Right forearm, and then so I mean, and then this. See, this one over here would be left arm, I believe. Yeah, that's left arm, and this one is left forearm, just like that. And this is left shoulder. So you just have to go through and name all these. It actually doesn't matter if these don't reach all the way. I mean, you can actually, I think you can change that yourself. But the ends of the bones here, they don't actually matter. They do not make a difference to how the model will react or anything. So that will make it a lot easier to deal with. I mean, if you want to, you can just select that, press cursor selected, and then selected cursor, and then it's like that. It's just done. And I mean, you can set this connected so that it's actually connected there. But other than that, I mean, but if they're not connected like that, and then you click connected, then it will actually move where the bone is rotating off of, because it's rotating off of that, and now you've moved that. So try not to do that, because it will screw some things up a little bit. And so that's basically all you need to do to get a model that's already been rigged up and ready to go for exporting. So now we're actually at the same position as you would be if you'd done part 3, and the model is just about ready for exporting. And so that will be covered, of course, in the next episode, part 4. And as usual, if the video was useful to you, then leave a like and subscribe for more. See you in the next video. That's right.